Let's see how does having a service registry helps in a microservice project. Now in our order service project, earlier we have used that API client and we have given the URL to the customer service microservice here. And we have used this at faint client annotation, and we have configured the URL inside the parentheses. Now sometimes we might have more than one instance of a particular microservice. For example, this customer service will run on port 8081, and there will be another customer service instance can be running on a different port, that is port 8084 maybe. So in that case, in our code, if we give this URL with port 8081, it will only access the customer service instance that is running on port 8081. It will not be able to access the other instance of the customer service which is running on port 8084. But by having this service registry, we can actually configure in a way that in case one instance of the customer service microservice is down, order service can still access the other instance of customer service, so that availability for the customer service microservice will increase. So that is one advantage of using this service registry, because it will automatically able to handle the load balancing. In case one service is down, it will automatically able to access the service instance which is already up. So let's see how we can use the use that feature in our code. So right now service registry application is up and running, and customer service application and order service application is not running. We know we have the Eureka server Eureka server UI listing our customer service and order service microservice under the instances, and it shows the status up because earlier it was up. And let me refresh now. It will now show as no instance available because these instances are no longer running. So I'm going to configure the API client, and let me comment out this, and let me change the annotation. I will still use the at faint client annotation, but instead of URL, I will use the name of the microservice we want to access. That is customer service. So this name is the one that we have configured in the application.properties file of the customer service microservice, string.application.name. So I have provided that name in the API client, and other things we don't need to change. But I have to run one more instance of this customer service microservice. Let's run the project customer service application. It started on port 8081, and I will start the order service application as well. It was started on port 8082. Let's go to the Eureka server and refresh. And we can see now customer service and order service. Microservices are up and running. And let's see if we can start another instance of the customer service microservice so that order service can connect to either instance of the customer service microservice. In IntelliJ, to start another instance of a microservice, I can click the Maven in the right hand side, and here in the let's go to the customer service, and in this life cycle, inside the life cycle, I can double click this package. This will build this customer service as a jar file. It shows the building customer service. We should see the build success message at the end. Let's wait for that. So in this case, we are getting an error. Let's see what it means. So according to this error, it could be something to do with version mentioned in our pom.xml file. So if we go to the pom.xml file for the customer service microservice, in the plugin section, we have added this configuration. And in this configuration, there is this version mentioned for the Lombok. So for now, let's comment out the version and let's try it again. Let's double click the package. Okay. Yeah, it worked. Now we can see the message build success. And if we go to the target folder, now we can see there is a jar file created. Customer-service-001 snapshot.jar. To start another instance of customer service, we have to run this jar. So to run this jar, let's go to the terminal. And in the terminal, let's see, we are right now in Microservices folder, desktop and order underscore manage underscore microservices. So if we enter ls, so we have to move into the customer service directory. So let's cd into customer hyphen service first, and in this directory let's run the jar file. To run the jar file, I will give this command java -jar, then I will give the port on which this jar file should be run. So right now we have 8081 and 8082 ports are being already used. So I'm going to give the port as 8084, and we have to provide the path for the file which is in target, and it is customer-service-001 snapshot.jar. Let's hit enter. It says unable to access jar file. So let's try to change this path like this. And let's hit enter again. It's still giving the same error. Unable to access jar file at port 8084. Let's try the same command in a different way. So java -jar. Let's give the jar file first. Customer -service -0.0.1 snapshot dot jar, and the port we can provide in this way: server dot port. Then let's give the port number 8084. Okay, this time looks like it's running. Starting service. And it says updating port to 8084, and we can see that it was able to successfully register with the Eureka server. So let's go to the Eureka server and refresh. And we can see now here availability zones 2 and status up, and it shows that we have two instances of customer service running, and it shows one instance is running on port 8084 and the other one is running on port 8081. So the next step is we can test this using Postman. Let's go to Postman, and right now both customer service instances are running, and also order service microservice is also running. So I will give this, and let's see what it returns for the get order by ID endpoint. Yes, it shows the response as 200 OK status, and it returned the data with customer in its response body. So the next step, I will go ahead and stop the customer service instance, one of the customer service instances. Let me stop the customer service instance that is running on port 8081. So this instance I'm going to stop. Now it's stopped, but still the customer service instance on port 8084 is running. We can go to the Eureka server and confirm that. Now, yes, there is only one customer service instance is running, which is running on port 8084. Let me click the send button again for the get order by ID REST API. We are still getting the response with customer in its response body with the 200 OK status. So now we know for sure that this customer details are coming from the customer service instance, which is running on port 8084. So let's go to the IntelliJ and I will stop the instance which is running on port 8084 by pressing Ctrl C. Now it is shutting down. You can see shutting down Discovery Client. Completed shutdown of Discovery Client. Let's go to the Eureka server and let's refresh. And we can only see the order service is up at the moment. There is no any customer service instance up and running. So let's go to the IntelliJ again. And I'm going to start I'm going to start the customer service application on port 8081. Now customer service application started running on port 8081 and it was successfully registered with the Discovery Eureka server. Let's check the Eureka server interface. And we can see now customer service instance is again up in port 8081. Let's go to the Postman and try to hit the same endpoint, get order by ID. And we are getting the response with the customer details in the response body with the 200 OK status. So that means this time we are getting the customer details from the customer service that is running on port 8081. So that is the load balancing in action in our project. We can be sure of that because we are not directly connecting with any specific customer service instance on a particular URL. We have only provided the name of the customer service, which is the customer-service, and our Eureka server is able to resolve which customer service instance that order service should connect based on the availability.